Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Klein Connect, along with head coach Scott Langer, as usual. Coach, a 6-5 overtime loss Friday at home. Let's start there. I mean, a strong game for Pokorny, Belisle and Slack, that line really clicking, but overall maybe a little urgency that was lacking? No?
I don't know. It's urgency. It's about identity and getting away from what our identity is. And you know, you can't give up 6 goals and expect to win any hockey game in the North American Hockey League. And you know, got to fault the players, the guys in front of the goaltending. It was an off night. You know, they had a good game plan, and then they had some goals that were pretty fortunate, and you know, we just couldn't seem to rebound. I mean, I thought we worked really hard to get the score even, and then only to have a squeaker end up in the back of the net. So you know, good for Brookings, but for us, it's when we get away from our identity, you know, we don't play the best hockey.
Well, you bounced back with a 2-1 win Saturday on the road that almost felt like a home game. 3 points on the weekend, that's certainly positive. What did you like about Saturday night? And it seemed like the guys were really working, like you were talking.
Yeah, I mean, we were up a team that was also working. You know, Brookings definitely, they had a little pace to their game, and I thought it was a real good game, real timely scoring for us with Brandon getting the equalizer there in the second period and allowing us to have a real good intermission and guys feeling good, and then obviously being patient enough to make one play and have a heck of a play by Strada to Rocco and with Sokoli there to finish the game off. But again, we got better as that game went on. You know, the only goal we gave up was a shorthanded goal, which doesn't happen very often, but you know, it shows you how hard they're working on the other side. So you know, Brookings, much improved team, buying in, playing well. I think they'll give some teams fits down the stretch, but you know, for us, we were able to salvage the weekend.
Yeah, and you know, well, that's actually the only shorthanded goal allowed so far this year. I thought it was interesting because it just seemed like there wasn't a lot of puck luck going on. There's puck bouncing over the blade of stick on an open net, stuff like that. But they continue to work, and when things aren't going your way, when you don't have it there, and you continue to work and press, you can kind of create your own, can't you?
You can. I think what you're seeing though is, you know, guys were a little frustrated with the way the game went the night before, and knowing that it's almost a must-win situation for all the eyes that are on this organization. They grip their sticks a little too, and they try a little too hard, as opposed to when you're on a 19-game win streak. You know, everything seems to be going well, and all the plays are being made, and pucks are, you know, heading in the back of the net. And you know, it's like I said, I mean, every game's not going to be an easy game, and I think that we look past at how hard it was when we were going during the 19-game stretch, and how many different ways we had to win. But you know, teams are good in this division, and you got to have your best game, and you know, I thought we were the better team on Saturday.
Oh. Well, and like you mentioned, Brookings has definitely improved. I know I heard that from some of the players too, that they played them tough. Teams seem to be focused on taking away the flow and the transition that you guys have had a lot of success with. How can you get around that?
You know, you just got to stick to it. You got to stick to playing fast. You got to stick to being creative, especially on the odd man opportunities. But it's you know, teams are clogging it up and playing a frustrating style of hockey, and it by no means has it gotten our guys down. You know, we're still going hard, but it's turning the games into a slop show for the most part, and that's what you're seeing out there, where the games kind of look somewhat underskilled. That's what you get when you're facing teams that load 5 guys above the puck and try to make you make several plays. So that seems to be what teams have decided to go against us. It's happening every night now, so everybody's being a copycat, watching tape, and you know, we're ready for it. You know, that's like I said. I mean, we've only got 6 regulation losses, so I say keep throwing it at us. It's only going to make us better.
Yeah, or one more well-rounded too. Yeah. Well, Jonathan Bendorf did not like the hit that was put on Brandon. You don't normally think of Bendy as an enforcer kind of guy, but is that part of a leadership and him maybe kind of his role evolving, or not? Actually, it's not obviously overall, but is that part of leadership where if you're on the ice and you know you got to step up and handle a situation like that?
Yeah, 100%. And it's more about brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, I think anybody for the most part on this team would have reacted the same way. Bendorf is a 3-year veteran that understands when liberties are being taken. That the shame about that hit is, the referee said I didn't even see it, couldn't even give me a justification of why there wasn't even a call, didn't even see it. So headshot, charge, roughing, whatever you want to call it. But when you take a liberty like that, it just shows Johnny Bendorf's character. He didn't blink. It was right away. It was, this is not going to happen tonight. And for that, he was the hard hat of the game.
Well, like you said, he didn't blink. It was a bang-bang kind of thing for sure. We talk about leadership, especially at the beginning of the year when captains are announced and what they bring to the table and so on. But I was kind of thinking about Jonathan and all of the guys that have a leadership role in this team. And as the season goes along, how their jobs kind of can change a little bit as the rookies become a little more seasoned. And sometimes I think it almost becomes more of an emotional thing after this point in the season, more so than it is that lead by example kind of thing. And Coach Hill mentioned it too, that it does kind of fall on the guys with the letters on their sweaters to keep everybody up. Was that fair?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's I don't know if it's about keeping them up. It's keeping them in the right setting with the right mental path. Because even though the new guys have come a long way, when you see some adversity, they haven't yet. A lot of those guys haven't yet seen that and know how to handle it. So I think with the leadership crew, they have to evolve. They certainly have to make sure they're watching out. The good thing is they didn't grow concerned after we lost in Bismarck. They knew that we were going to get on the right path, but they were all caring enough to want to figure out how to get on the right path. And I think there's a lot of care in that group.
Like you said, definitely shows character and the integrity of that leadership core. A lot of hockey coming up with games Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then, as you mentioned, that you've got guys going off to top prospects that travel and then play again Monday and Tuesday. Does that change the way that you prepare and practice for the week ahead?
I think a little bit. You certainly can't have guys taxed going into a 3-game and 3-night, which is very unconventional in junior hockey to play 3 games and 3 nights. It's by the 3rd game, it's you're relying on, especially the way we play. There's no secret. We play hard and we play fast, and we try to play fast in every situation. And with that, it taxes you. Yeah. So you just got to be careful, but you also need more guys coming to the table and contributing. You can't shorten your bench. You really want everybody to contribute and lean on everybody. This way, you're maximizing your lineup. And as far as those guys going to top prospects, they're just going to have to take care of their body when they get the chance. And every chance they do get, they're going to have to make sure that's a priority. Because, they're going with short rosters at the top prospects, which was completely against, what I thought was appropriate, being that those kids, they're there to showcase their talents, yet you got them playing 3 games and 3 nights and then 1 travel day, and then they're back playing 2 games and 2 nights. In a very emotional setting, because these are guys that don't have scholarships, that are fighting tooth and nail to earn that, and this is some of their opportune time to have exposure. So it is what it is. So they're not going to change the schedule for the Aberdeen Wings.
Right.
We just have to get through it.
Yeah.
And you know what? The guys going to the top prospects, they're good enough to handle it, and they're mature enough. And as far as the 3 games go at the end of this week, as long as we're playing to our identity and we're playing hard, that's all I can ask our guys. There'll be some good results.
Absolutely. All right. Well, 2 new guys coming in. You've got Michael Peroni at 98, most recently in the NCDC, and Zach Bauer at 99 from the NA3 that has seen some time in the NAHL. What can you tell us about these 2 players and what they add or what they bring?
Well, Michael Peroni, he was a captain out in the NCDC for the Junior Islander program, the PA Islanders, and he's very familiar with a couple guys on our team, with Mike Krupinski and Thomas Rocco, and he plays a similar game to how you see us play. He plays fast. He's got very good skill, shoots it well. And then Zach is from Springfield. He was playing in Springfield, and they decided that he needed a different opportunity, and we needed some size, and Zach brings a lot of size. He's going to be a guy that you'll see dig corners and play a physical role and cash in that way. But we were two roster spots short heading into the trade deadline, and we certainly needed to find some guys to come in and complement the guys that were in this room, and this way you don't have to worry about injuries really hurting you. So both guys will be a good addition to this lineup.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure everyone will be welcoming them for fans and so on, welcoming these new guys as Aberdeen Wings. Well, Coach, I won't keep you much longer. I do want to say a quick happy birthday to Greg Odie, since this is filmed on Monday. Happy birthday, Greg. And Coach, thanks for taking some time. Best of luck coming up against Brookings on Thursday.
Bismarck?
Sorry, Bismarck and then Brookings. That's right.
That's why I'm here.
All right.
Thanks, Jay.
We'll be back with the second portion of Wings Weekly coming up after this.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it. Don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention. Guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back as we continue with Wings Weekly, and joining me, the Central Division Star of the Week, Stepan Pokorny. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On being able to announce that. Stepan, of course, from Kolin, Czech Republic, and a 5-point weekend, including 4 goals on Friday night. In spite of the loss, that's got to feel pretty good to be able to score 4 times. That ever happened to you before?
It has like previous years, but it was sure special to score 4 goals. It was definitely a bummer that we still lost. I sure would have enjoyed it more if we won, but it felt pretty special.
Yeah, well, a huge game for sure. Your guys' line right now with Lyle and Slads is really kind of clicking right now. What's working for you guys?
I think we're just we're really good at in our offensive zone. We play heavy in their zone. That's kind of our game. We just go out there and don't give up on the puck, and we have a lot of skill too as well. So it's clicking good right now. I'm glad.
Some good chemistry there too.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys work well together. You're not the biggest guy on the roster, but you mentioned it. You play heavy. And there was times on Saturday night I saw at one point where you were in a board battle with 3 Blizzard skaters while the rest of the guys were in the middle of a change, and you were able to keep it in the zone. 3 of their guys against you, and I was just shaking my head at that level of determination and that kind of fight that you had going. And like you said, your line plays heavy, and you're battling in front of the crease, trying to get position. You're battling in the corners. You guys do a lot of that. Where does that drive come from? Is it just a desire to win, or is it a competitiveness inside of you, or what do you think it is?
I think it's the competitiveness. I've always been that's just kind of my game. Just grind a lot and don't give up on the puck. It's just what kind of drives me, and I guess just how I play.
It's awesome to see. I know, especially as a rookie to come in your first year and produce points and contribute in the way that you have. It shows that drive that you have to work and not give up. Where do you see yourself in years to come, and in future plans in an ideal world? Would you like to, or are you going to stay in the United States and attend a university, or if given the opportunity, or would you go back to Europe perhaps, or what do you think?
No, I'm definitely trying to go to college here and play D1 hockey. It's just about time. It takes a lot of time to make it there.
For sure.
So that's my plan.
Do you have a particular school that if you could pick? I mean, in an ideal world.
Not really. I don't really have an ideal one. I like the Boston area, but it doesn't really matter to me. I would say it's just I just want to play D1 hockey.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I suppose being on the coast would make it easier for your parents to be able to travel and stuff too.
It sure do.
So, let's see. I had a couple of guys on 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I asked them who the worst driver was on the team, and they unanimously said that it was you. Would you agree with that, or are they just chirping you because for no reason?
It could be me. I'm not gonna lie. It could be the worst driver. Yeah. I guess I just don't drive as good. They don't really want to ride with me. They're scared, but I haven't crashed or anything. So.
Well, you have been in the ditch though.
Yeah, it did happen. Yeah, but.
In Czechoslovakia, do you drive on the other side of the road?
No, we don't. It's just
the same.
I just started driving like this summer, and I'm not used to a lot of snow, so.
Yeah, the snow definitely throws a curveball at you for sure.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it's because you learned on the other side of the car or something, had to adapt. All right, and it's interesting because Coach Langer actually mentioned this in that segment when I was talking to him, and I wanted to ask you about it, but he talked about how it almost felt like you guys may have felt like it was almost like a must-win kind of game on Saturday night, and that you might have been grabbing your sticks a little tighter. And I was going to ask you guys if you felt that. Do you feel any pressure to get back in the win column after an overtime loss here, and then you go to their building? Because there were moments in that game that seemed almost like desperate. Like guys were you could tell that you guys really wanted to win that game. Could you feel it?
Yeah, I think Saturday's game was huge for us to get back on track, to get back on winning streak or whatever, start a new one. We lost 2 games before, which hasn't happened to us in a long time. So it was a huge game for us, and I'm glad we won.
Right. Absolutely. Well, moving forward, and I talked to Coach about this a little bit too. You've got 3 games in 3 days. As I asked him about the preparation and the practice from a coaching standpoint, but how about from a player standpoint? How do you prepare for 3 games in 3 days?
Well, we like today we don't have practice, and yesterday we didn't, so it's kind of like rest days. So we would go to like Y and like go to a hot tub maybe, and just keep our body healthy with food and stuff.
Sure.
And then we just prepare throughout the week for the games. Just do what the coaches tell us to do, and we'll be ready for the games.
It's funny to me how often it's brought up how important it is to take care of your body, whether, like you said, it be sleep, rest, food, whatever. And I think that's a part of the game, especially in junior hockey when there's so many games as opposed to like high school or something, that maybe people don't even really realize. But it is a big part of it, huh?
Yeah, it is.
All right, well, Pokey, I won't keep you any longer here. I appreciate you coming on the show, and again, congratulations on the Star of the Week and a big weekend. And even though you can think of it this way, even though you didn't get a win on Friday night while you had those 4 goals, you got a point out of the overtime, and you were there at the end in large part thanks to your goals. So that's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so coming up February 14th versus the Bismarck Bobcats, corporate sponsors Camp Dreammakers, Valentine's Day games, couples night. Buy a regular price ticket at the door and get a second ticket for half price. Offer only good at the door Thursday night. Doors open for all Wings home games at 5:30, and the puck always drops at 7:15. $10 general admission tickets are on sale now at any of the 4 Sea Express locations in Aberdeen with additional purchase. February 15th and 16th at Brookings, 7:05 puck drop both nights. Watch on hockeytv.com, Buffalo Wings and Rings in Aberdeen, or you can listen on 94.1 The Rock and hubcityradio.com or the Rock app. There are still some spots available for the Wings fan bus on for that trip on the 16th, and it was full on Saturday night down there. And man, you could definitely, like I said earlier, it felt like a home game. $28 per ticket includes transportation to and from the game as well as your game ticket. So call Aaron for details or to reserve your spot on the bus at 605-380-5852. And for all the latest news and information, visit aberdeenwings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and on Instagram. Once again, Stefan, we appreciate you coming on the show, and best of luck coming up against Bismarck on Thursday night.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that'll pretty much wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.